You clicked on this video for one reason: to finally understand how candlesticks work. They are the symbol of trading itself, and the reality is, if you don't truly understand how they operate, you will never be able to make money from the markets. But don't fear, because I've created the best video on YouTube explaining exactly how candlesticks work and allowing you to finally visualize the market from a new perspective. First things first, this is the most basic diagram that every single YouTuber will show you, and I don't think it fully encapsulates exactly how candlesticks work. So we'll come back to this at the end, but just understand that this is the forefront of how candles work. So I want to start with this candle formation that I made just to help you guys see how this works. And I understand that this looks like any candlestick formation that you would see when you open your charts, but what I want to do is something different. I want you to look at this as a mountain range. So what is this? This is the higher time frame. This is what it looks like when you open up a chart and you're on those daily, 4 hour, those higher time frames. So you just see the giant picture, right? And that's what this is. But once you start going down to the 15-minute, the 5-minute, the 1-minute, you start to see all the little pebbles and rocks on the mountain like I've drawn right here. Now this is that same mountain, but from a closer perspective. And this is what the market is like, giving us these different time frames to see exactly how it's unfolding. Let's look for a minute. What I want you to think about is a person. Let's say I tasked this person with climbing the mountain, okay? And so what we can do is actually take one of these ridges and we'll create a border. Let's say that this person moving up and down as he scales the mountain, or this little ridge that we've taken out, represents how a 1-minute candle is formed. So in between this line to this line, we'll say that it took him 1 minute to go across, just like how a 1-minute candle is formed. As you can see, his journey starts right here, and we'll mark it out with where his feet are. That would be considered the opening of a candle, which would be drawn like this. Very simple, just a line. But as he starts to move, you see he goes up a little bit, and that would make the candle start to go up. But then as he continues moving more and more, you see these little fluctuations in the candle movement. And then as he goes below that opening price, what happens is the candle actually reverts to a bearish candle for a second, and then as he walks back up again, a wick would be created. Just like that, with the wick being at the lowest point he reached. And then as he continues up, the candle would start forming more and more, going higher, reaching a highest point right here at the top. And then a final move down right at the end as he goes into close, leaving us with a wick and a closed candle. It's very simple. This is the final candle that we are left with by the end of this. And that is a normal buy candle, which happens with an open, a low being created, and then a high being formed before the final close. I'll give you guys a couple more examples. Let's go back to our original mountain range, the higher time frame one, and this time I want to do a sell candle with you guys so you understand the opposite side. Now we've got our same little guy, and this time it's going to be a 1 hour candle that we're depicting between the lines of this red open and this red close. As we can see, like previously, we have him starting right here. So that's where the candle would first be opened. And as he walks, the candle will originally be green as it's starting to form as a bullish candle. You guys can imagine that. And then as he starts to go down and down and down, that candle that was once green actually forms into a wick with that red candle being created at the bottom. And as you guessed, as he continues lower, that candle will start forming more and more until that final bounce right at the end for the close, leaving us with a final candle that looks like this. A very simple sell candle. Now, I think you guys are ready. We're going to take you to some real examples from a real market just to further drill this idea into your head. So here we have some real examples that I picked from the market, And as you can see, we have this 1 hour that can be viewed as that big mountain range that we had, the higher time frame. And then as we look closer, we can start to see all the rocks and pebbles, everything that there is to the actual mountain itself, which can be seen in this 5-minute. What you'll see here again is we have that open right here, and then it came down and made this low at the bottom of this wick. And then as it ascended up, the guy walked up the mountain. He finally made it to the top right here, creating a high before coming down and closing at this level that we have, creating a nice buy candle. So we'll look at one more example, and then we'll go back to that original diagram that we talked about. This is the second example now, and we see the whole mountain peak created by this higher time frame. And then as you zoom in closer, there are these 5-minute candles creating this mountain looking structure. I just want you guys to visualize that and see the fractality of the market, how the market really does create this picture between all the time frames. And that's why it's so important to scale through different time frames. Don't just stick on the 1 minute. You're going to lose money. It's not smart, and no pro traders do it. And by pro traders, I'm not talking about random YouTubers that you know or your friends. I'm talking about real hedge fund managers that are making millions of dollars per year trading. They are not on the 1 minute candles. I think you guys are ready. We'll scale back to the original diagram that we had here. And what can you see now? Just in case you still don't understand, I'll walk you guys through it one more time. Let's imagine a movement up and down as the price changes. It would open right here on a buy candle at this line. It would then maybe go up a little bit, but then come down to take this low, as we see here. And then it'll continue up, go up, go up. It's going to move as it does, as a real market does. Hit this high, create that wick as it comes down, and then close right here at the body, just like we've practiced. And then on the opposite side, once again, we would open right here at the candle body, maybe move down, maybe just go straight up, take this high, come down, create a wick, as you see, move around, create this low, and then finally come up and close at the body. So that is the Candlesticks Masterclass. Now you guys don't have to watch a single other video on YouTube because I gave you guys the absolute best one